Good morning to everyone, respected teachers and all learners. I welcome you to this session. And today, Department of Computer Science is conducting a smart session on robotics and blockchain. So the first team is E. Pravina and Yashaswini. I welcome them to start the smart session.
Good morning, everyone. So I, Pravina, and I, Yashashwini from BSc Statistics third year. We are here to talk about the topic Blue Eyes Technology. Most of you heard about AI. AI. So what is AI? AI is known as artificial intelligence. It's the simulation of human intelligence processed by machines. It is nothing but what is human intelligence is transformed into a computer. You can see in the picture that is a brain, that is a human intelligence. What we have, it is connected to a computer. It is nothing but robotics also, right? It is similar to robotics. Now I would like to clear a small doubt. That is, most of you think artificial intelligence, data science, deep learning and machine learning are similar. But no, everything has different elements. Like for example, if you take a dairy milk stick, right? It has different flavors. One is almond, fruity, nut and all. Everything has the same component, but they have added for the almond, it is almond and fruity nut like fruity nut. So in the same way, when we come into the technologies, everything is updated version. Okay, the all four terms which I mentioned are not similar, but they are one. So blue eyes technology. When we come into the terms blue eyes technology, if I split all the three terms and explain, blue is nothing but Bluetooth connection. Eyes is the eye movement and technology is the technique. Okay? So it is connected to a machine. So blue eyes technology works on artificial intelligence. Okay? It is a combination of hardware and software amalgamation. That is okay. So the aim of blue eyes technology is to give human power or abilities to a computer so that machine can naturally interact with human beings. Okay, what the intelligence that we have is connected to a computer so that it will read the emotions, the facial expressions, and everything of a human and interact. Okay. Now the next part will be continued by Yashish.
So we'll be using different types of sensors in blue eyes technology. So the first one for hand we'll be using emotional mouse, and for eyes we'll be using expression glass, and for hand voice recognition, and for face facial recognition. So first for hand, what is emotional mouse? So the word emotion itself says the emotions a human being feels like anger, sad, happiness, surprise. So what does this emotion mouse does is by a single touch, it it gives the what the human being is feeling. By single touch, you can know the computer says the anger you're feeling, the sad and the surprise. Next, expression glass. So the word expression, so the eyes. So whenever you fear, confuse, the main is affect on your eyes. So in fear and confusion, by seeing your muscular variations, it determines what kind of expression you are giving through eyes. Next, face. So facial recognition. So from here, BSc first year, second year, third years, by name we can say, or by face we can say your name. So when there are a lot of databases and lot of images in virtual, so how do you recognize the person? So this facial recognition gives the recognition through face through various ID services and and the facial expressions you give, various facial features. So based on the various facial features, it recognizes a person in different databases. And last, for voice recognition. So voice recognition is nothing but we all use Google, right? So in Google, the whatever we process, the input, the output we give. But in this, not only the voice, but also the tone in which you say is also recognized. So coming to advantages, the main is that less manual work. I mean, more manual is not needed. So we will be using the work is reduced, and it will monitor the condition by seeing your faces. Just by single touch and by seeing your face expressions, it gives an idea of what a person is feeling. Next, visual attention monitoring. So when you interact with a person, by seeing or talking to them, you say like what kind of the person is feeling or the expression is giving. But this, it will virtually give how you are feeling and what you are feeling. Coming to disadvantages. So disadvantages is that it is not that 100% accurate. It needs someone to manage it. Only a machine cannot. So you need someone to compile a program or write a program. So it is not 100% accurate. And it is expensive. It is moreover very much expensive. And it is bulky and you have to minimize it. So overall, I conclude that Blue Eye technology is totally based on AI, that is artificial intelligence. So the main aim of this is to give human abilities and all the qualities of a human in a computer, so that the machine can interact with the humans as we humans do in real. So Blue Eyes technology is nothing but a machine interacting with humans, a way humans interact with touch and sense. Hope you all like it. Thank you.
Topic is cybersecurity and ethical hacking. The team members are Jennifer, Mikey, and Anwar.
Good morning everyone. My name is Jennifer and my team members are Anupama and Maitri. And today we are going to talk about cybersecurity and ethical hacking.
Good morning everyone. Does anyone have idea about hacking? Please use your hands if you have any idea. Any basic idea?
Entering into another network.
That's correct. What is ethical hacking? Does any people here have an idea about ethical hacking? Ethical hacking is nothing but gaining unauthorized access into a system. The main aim is to secure the system. These ethical hackers work for organizations as security researchers or professionals. Who are hackers? A hacker is someone who seeks and exploits weakness in a computer system. A hacker is an individual who has great knowledge about networks. They find loopholes in the security and break them and gain unauthorized access. These are the famous hackers in the history: Ian Murphy, Kevin Mitnick, John Chesson, Linus Torvalds, Mark Avina, Robert Morris. Now we'll discuss about type of hacking. Website hacking. Website hacking. Hacking a website means to taking control over the website owner to a person who hacks. Network hacking. Network hacking is generally means gathering information from the domain by using the tools. Ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is where a person hacks to find weakness in a system. Password hacking. Password hacking is cracking the password without the permission and authorization of account holder. Email
when files on their computer are viewed, deleted, and created without their authorization. Now I hand over my session to Anupama.
Yeah, so as Maitri said, a hacker is a person who finds vulnerabilities or any weaknesses in a domain or system. So as we discussed, there are different types of hacking. There are also some different types of hackers, and the main hackers are black hat hackers. These hackers, they do everything illegally. White hat hackers. These are the hackers that they work under the organization and they do everything legally. What they do is for a good cause. These grey hat hackers, they lie between white hat hackers and black hat hackers. They don't work for any organization, but what they do is in a illegal way, but they do for a good cause with no harm done. So every process or everything, every result has some phases. So even for hacking, we have 5 phases. There are footprinting, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, and clearing access. Footprinting is nothing but gathering information of a target domain. The hackers, what they do is they target a domain or system or any website. In footprinting, they gather information of the target domain. So in scanning, what they do is they just scan for any vulnerabilities or weaknesses so they can get access to that particular domain or website. And in gaining access, what they mostly do is try to install bugs or malware or any kind of virus to break into the firewall or security of that domain. And in maintaining access, they same as in gaining access, they do the same thing in maintaining access also. They just process that downloads. And the last phase is clearing track. This is the last and main phase because no one wants to get caught by police or any legal cause. So they try to clear tracks using search engines or any other website or third party tools. Now I'd like to hand over the session to them.
Now, I will be talking about the 6 major attacks of cybersecurity. The first major attack is malware. Malware is something like different types of viruses, trojans, or virus trojans or worms. These are not the actual worms you find here. Virus, trojans, and worms in computer language. So these you can find in websites like if you open maybe some Wikipedia. If you open Wikipedia with your content, you can see many links beside that saying your favorite top which you just saw in Myntra will be coming there, or maybe the recent car you were going to buy. The ads will be coming there in the sides or in between. So some of the ads which you will be getting, if you click on those ads, the malware will get installed in your computer and then the virus spreads in your computer. Now how can you save yourself from that? If you download a firewall, first thing is you shouldn't click all those links. Second thing, if suppose you are clicking, if you have a firewall that is antivirus, Avast or Norton, they'll be giving you a message like, hey, do you want to download this virus? Then you can click no. So firewalls are the best thing if you don't want malware in your computer. The second type of malware is phishing. Phishing is something like, did you get, any of you have Instagram, Facebook accounts? You all have, right? So in those accounts, did you anytime get an email saying, somebody tried to log in into your account, please verify if it's you or not. So when you open those emails, if you have to get a link saying it's instagram.com and HTTPS with a log Did you anytime notice if you open a Google, the Chrome website, if you open a legitimate website with the HTTPS, you'll have a login beside that. Have you noticed? Yeah, so those are the secure websites. Other than those websites, if you open, you will have to face the consequences of that. So in phishing, so if you get that email and you will be verifying yourself saying my name is this, you'll have to log in right to verify yourself. So you're giving your password and your username. So your username and password will be saved into the hacker's account. So now he has access to the password of your account. So basically how your Instagram or Facebook accounts are hacked. So better don't click on those secrets. And if you're clicking, check the HTML process if it's legitimate or not. So the next type of attack is ransomware. Any guesses? The answer is in the question itself. Ransomware. Any idea? So ransomware is also a type of malware. Malware sounds like your computer will basically get hacked, and if you want it back, you'll have to pay the money whatever the hacker asks. Your whole computer will be encrypted. If you open a file, suppose you had this one and think you are in a business company and this was an important thing. And if this gets hacked, the words will be like 01E 12345 instead of 6 pages types of cyber attacks. Now if you want to decrypt the encryption, you will have to pay the money to the hacker how much ever he is asking. The amount raises by the value of the computer which you are having. So basically, you can avoid these type of attacks by having a second option like significant hard drive or backing up the systems. So even if your thing gets hacked, you have already backup saying that even if it's locked, you have a backup in the other computer or hard drive. So it's easy for you to just ignore that person. Now the next type of attack is DDoS. Yeah. Next type of attack is DDoS. In DDoS, mostly these attacks are performed by people who doesn't want money or fame that they are hackers. DDoS attacks are done who wants revenge from other people. So basically you have a fight with one of your colleagues in your business and you want to ruin his entire system. You will be hacking into your friends' systems. Your friends wouldn't know that you are hacking into their system. You'll hack into your friend's system, and from their system and your system, you'll be flooding the victim system with many networks and data. And in the end, it won't be able to take all that data, and then it will just crash down. You won't be able to retrieve anything from that laptop again. So these type of attacks are done by only revenge seekers. They wouldn't get money. If once it is attacked, gone, that computer cannot be retrieved again. The next type of attack is man-in-the-middle attack. So have you any guys seen this movie Spider?
Yes.
Yes, right? So in that, the first few scenes you'll be seeing Mahesh Babu tapping into that girl's phone and listening to two friends' conversation. That is basically called man-in-the-middle attack. You will be attacking the router of a specific person and you will be able to hear whatever they are talking. That is basically I am in the middle. If these two persons are talking, I will be able to listen to their conversation, and if something important is there in their conversation, I can take it. These type of attacks are done by from one company who wants to take private information from the other companies. So if you want private information, if you just tap into their phones, you will be able to listen to their conversations. And if they share some passwords or what they are going to talk about, you will be able to know, and then you can do a better thing So that is how man-in-the-middle attack works. The next is social engineering. Social engineering is a type of attack where, have you seen Hollywood movies where a guy comes in a workman's clothes in a business company and then they try to hear his things just while, cleaning the table or chair, and then he'll start hearing what their conversation is. In this type of attack, you wouldn't be using any technology or virus or anything. This social engineering is mainly on human psychology. You'll be getting calls saying, we are from this bank or this bank and we need your bank details to confirm that it's you. Or every day you'll be getting SMS saying 25,000 lakhs have been credited to your account, or jackpot you have won. So you shouldn't be answering those emails with your phone number, address and your credit card details. That will basically take all your money and leave. Okay, those are the 6 type of attacks in cybersecurity. In conclusion, the main thing you can be safe from all this is download antivirus and firewalls in your laptops and computers. And in your Instagram and Facebook, you shouldn't use easy or noticeable passwords. Like now, I can assure you, most of us will have password at 123 as your account password, or Google at 123, your name at 123. These are easy for people to take it from you. So you have to put something complicated which they cannot recognize. Now there are many, tools where they automatically know a set of type of passwords people use. So they'll be just taking all those passwords, and if those are easy passwords, they can easily take it from you, right? So some hard passwords, and then always never give your credit card details or your personal details anywhere. That's it. Thank you.
Now let us see the latest university. Our topic is cloud computing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is KKC Vaishnavi. I'm from Electronics Manager. So my topic is cloud computing. So anyone of you have ever heard about cloud computing? Anyone? No one? If anyone knows, then please raise your hand. No? No one? It's the most sought out technical skill for the companies, It's in high demand. No one knows it. Any rough idea? Any rough guess? No one? Okay. Do you know Google Drive? How many of you know? Okay. Fine. So, cloud computing is a skill that you must need. It's the most sought out technical skill. Right now, if you enter into the corporate jobs, they are looking for this skill, cloud computing. So, today I will be covering these questions. What is cloud computing? First, we need to know what it is, right? So, why do we need it? There must be a reason now why we need it and why it is on high demand. And what are the examples of cloud computing? And fourth is types of cloud computing. And the last, advantages and disadvantages. So coming to the definition of cloud computing, this is a very complicated definition according to the Wikipedia. So if you want to read it, then read it, but I will tell you in the simple words. So cloud computing is just a service that you use to store your data on internet servers or data servers without using your internal storage. I will tell you an example. I have a phone and I have a file of 1 GB. Think something, any movie or whatever. Okay. Now I have gone somewhere else and I forgot my phone at home. Okay. Now what do you think I can do to retrieve or access that 1 GB file somewhere else. I mean, I'm somewhere else, right? So how can I take that file? How? Anyone has any idea? No one, right? No one? Okay. Now, I call my friend. I will tell her, hey, please send me on WhatsApp. I have a phone of my friend here in this place. So you send it to her number. Is it possible? 1 GB file. No? Okay. Email? Email. Be sure what you say. Email has a range. Up to that range only we can send files. And that too it would be, I don't know, but we can only send PDFs or photos or like that, not videos. So, not possible, right? I have to go back to my home. I have to take my phone and then go somewhere else if I want to have that file, right? So what I can do is I can upload that 1 GB file on my Google Drive, right? I can upload it, and if at all I forgot my phone at home, then I can have anyone's device and sign up with my account and access my file. That's it. Easily. First one is easy or second one? Second one? Okay. Now, why do we need cloud computing? So, as I have stated, that we use it for storing data. So, if at all my phone is broken, it fell down and it broke, and it has important data, and I want to access that data, how can I do that? If my phone is synced with my Google Drive and my data is all stored in that, then I can easily access those files using another device. I can sign up with my account, I will enter my ID credentials, my password and everything. I will get my files easily. So basically all these organizations, not only we have phones, we have not much of information that is very important, but companies that have a lot of information which is very important also. So if at all anyone's system is crashed or their data is lost, then they can use cloud computing for retrieving the data that is lost, right? So these are the examples of cloud computing. So first one is, what is this first one? Gmail. Now just tell me, in Gmail, can we really store files? Can we? No? Everyone is saying no? Now how do you, what do you think, why have put email in cloud computing if it is not used for storing data? No, right? So I will give you a case. I want to search for an email that is sent to me 2 years ago. 2 years, okay? Now I again forgot my phone at home. Again. And I am at my friend's place. And I want to I want to see that email that was sent to me 2 years ago. How will I do that? Log in. Log into my friend's phone using my ID credentials. I will get my email, right? So, okay, after opening my email, do you really think I will find my email that was sent to me 2 years ago? Yes or no? Yes. Majority yes? Yes. Okay. So, Gmail, there, per day, how many emails do you expect that you get? 50? 100? 200? How many? And 2 years back, just imagine how many emails I would have got. Imagine. That many emails are stored in the internet server. That is data only, right? It's not only about images or videos, it's also about mails. It has some space, right? So it is also storing data. So it's not about only 2 years. If I want to take an email from 10 years ago, 100 years ago, that also I can get easily using another device, right? It's not necessary that I have to take my mobile only, my system only to retrieve my mails, right? So that's why Gmail is also an example of cloud computing. Second one, anyone can guess what it is? No one? It's a Dropbox. Same, Google Drive. I mean, like, it functions like Google Drive. And third is Google Drive. Fourth one, anyone? Amazon? Yes, Amazon. Amazon also has its own cloud computing service. And fourth one, I'm sorry, fifth one, anyone? It's Azure, Microsoft Azure. Microsoft has also its own cloud computing service. And fifth one, sorry, sixth one, it's just a cloud. That's it, raining up, raining on the top of the cloud. IBM it is, IBM. IBM is a company, multinational company. It also has a cloud computing service. So we have got to know what is cloud computing, we have seen the examples, now let's see the types. Okay? So types of clouds, four are there: public, private, hybrid and community. Now public cloud, before we have seen the examples, right? They all come under public cloud only. Public cloud, we generally use these cloud computing only. Google Drive, Gmail, these all are public clouds. Most of us use it. Okay, so basically it has set of security restrictions, and we can store data on it. Like that, it goes. Now the private cloud, it is basically only specified for an organization. Apart from that organization, you cannot retrieve or access to their data. So they have their own applications. That also is used for storing data only, but it's different. Okay. Now hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is the combination of public cloud and private cloud. So if a public cloud is there, public cloud, Google Drive is there, right? Now I am uploading my data on net. I mean, I'm doing it without fear that my data will not get corrupted. Just because I trust on Google. Everyone trusts on Google? You can search whatever you want on Google, no matter what a weird question it is. Right? So it won't judge you, right? It's just an AI, so like that. So if any flaw is there in public cloud, it will private cloud will manage that. And if private cloud has any flaw, public cloud will manage it. So together combined, it will give more features, right? That is hybrid cloud, right? Now coming to the community cloud. Community cloud is basically just like private cloud, but more number of organizations. So 1, 2, 3, 4 organizations are there. They have clubbed together and they have their own software. So apart from these four organizations, you cannot access their data. Okay? So they have their own set of rules. We cannot access the data. Now, as everything has its pros and cons, it also has advantages and disadvantages. So first, let's look at the disadvantages. Okay. Disadvantages is internet connectivity. Without internet, you cannot access your data files from your drive. Though you have an account, though you have uploaded your files, without internet, you cannot access it. But if I have my phone, my internal memory is 64 and 128, and up to you, 256 if you have. Okay, if you have that, then you can access your files without internet. But the major drawback is you have to have an internet connection, that too very good. If you are uploading a large amount of data into your drive, you need to have good internet connectivity, right? So that's the first disadvantage. And second is vendor lock-in. And third is security. Security, as I have stated before, that we are uploading our data on the third party server. We don't know where they are storing. We don't know if it is safe or not. We don't know. We just blindly, storing data. It's just Google. So who would have anything to do with my data? Why would they have to do with it? Why would this we steal it? With that perception, we are storing it, right? So there is a security problem, but actually first thing is all the computing companies or services, they give you high security, actually, first of all. So it's just a second point of view that if at all it gets crashed or destroyed, then in that case, security is your disadvantage. Okay. Now coming to the advantage, there are many, as you can see. That's why it is high on demand. Right? So advantages first is you can back up and restore data. Right? If you buy a new mobile, do you think that that mobile will recognize, yeah, this girl has bought me, so data will be on my mobile automatically? No, I bought a mobile, Redmi mobile, and it will see me and it will imagine that this girl might have stored this much data, so let's start downloading it. Will it do that? No, right? However, the AI is developed, it will not do that, right? Until or unless you give a command to it, right? So, when you buy a new mobile, what do you do first? Sign in with the accounts. You will download apps. You will have to sign up or sign in into your accounts. And then, what it will start? Backup, restoring. If at all your WhatsApp has crashed and you downloaded it again, what happens? Backup, right? Messages in our past, they come and load and download, and then we have the messages that we got before downloading the WhatsApp, right? So the major advantage of cloud computing is just backup and restore data. It's just used for that and other purposes also, but mainly it is used for that. Improve collaboration, as I have stated, organizations, right? Organizations, they share information. So when a large amount of data is shared among the organizations, they use cloud computing, right? So they cannot use WhatsApp or emails. If I have to send 1 GB, as I have said before, is it possible? No. 1 GB is for us. For them it will be 250 GB, 500 GB, TB, 1 TB. Anyone knows TB? Terabyte, right? And near future we are expecting that it would be 1024 TB. That much data. Where do you think this data will be used? This much data. Satellites. Satellites, they rotate around the earth. They take pics of our earth per second. Per second. Do you really think that data, in 1 day, how much it would be? 1 day. And that many pics. So much, right? So much, yeah, Jenny. She showed us. Okay, you cannot imagine how much data it stores. It takes a lot of space. So satellites and all sorts of satellites, not only one satellite. There are so many thousands, lakhs of satellites around the earth. One for television, radio and all, then communications. What are we use satellites for? Any guesses? Weather telecast? Anyone? You don't know satellites? You didn't go to school then? No one? Illiterates everyone then? No one? Yes, signals. So we use Google just because of the satellites. Okay, whatever information we need information about China. Do we book a flight, ticket and go to China to find out what has happened there? Do you? I think you really do. That's why you are not telling me. No one knows what satellites are used for. That's too much. Don't be shy. If you have any guesses, please tell. No one is there to judge. Any other guesses? Google Maps. See, is there anyone who don't use Google Maps at all? Is there anyone? Using satellites only, Google Maps are there. Do you think that there is a camera above us when it is shooting us, our houses, our roads, or someone is directing that you have to go like this and go like that? No, satellites work. Satellites does that. So all this data that satellite gathers is stored in an internet server. That is cloud computing, right? So now imagine how important cloud computing could be, right? It is dealing with so much of data, important data. Right? So excellent accessibility. You can access your data from any device, from anywhere, anytime. Right? As I've said before that using my friend's mobile also, I can easily use my files. Right? So unlimited storage capacity. Let me tell you one thing, and actually I shouldn't have written unlimited. These cloud computing services, they have a range up to how much you can use the memory for free. In Google Drives, you can use 50 GB for free. If you want to extend that memory space, what you have to do? How much? It's a deal of money, so you have to pay, right? So for a certain range, as per your requirement, you have to pay for that, and you will get the storage. I mean the memories, and obviously and data security. So as you can see, security is in the advantages also and disadvantages also. So what do you think? Is there any difference? You can tell me what is the difference? No one? Why it is in both the columns? Advantages and disadvantages. Anyone? You're speaking? Please speak. Do you have anything on your mind? Anyone any rough idea? So, cloud computing inbuilt, it has a high security. It provides all the customers high security, promising that your data will be secured with us. Okay, I'm promising you, your data is safe with me. I promise. Okay, so will you believe me? No? No? You won't believe me? Am I that bad? You won't believe me? See, Google. No one believes it. Everyone believes it or not? We blindly believe it. We search all kinds of weird questions. Are we girls? Don't we? Would that judge you back? Hey, you are a girl, don't you know? Why are you asking me this? Does it ever ask you? No. We have blind faith on Google because it is a reputed company, right? So these reputed company, they also have to work hard to keep your data safe. So many bugs, so many hackers, hackers just like Jennifer has spoken before, that so many people are there watching you. Seriously, I mean, trying to get into any loopholes to gather your data. So among them, these companies, they have constructed so many firewalls or so many security sets that we don't get into the data. I mean, if I'm a hacker, then I cannot access your files if I'm blocked by a firewall, right? So all these companies offer high security inbuilt. It is inbuilt. If at all that hacker is very smart, very smart, and he has more knowledge on hacking, then security could be a disadvantage, right? So that is it. So in the first I asked, what is cloud computing? What were your thoughts? Were you thinking computing on clouds? Were you? No. Hey, someone must be. That girl, see, she's laughing. Must be her. We all are laughing. No one? Good. Actually, it is a metaphor. Cloud is a metaphor. It's just diverting your train of thoughts. That's it. You must be thinking it has something to do with the clouds and all. What cloud will save us data or what? Will you go up and retrieve your data from there? Clouds? No, no. So it's just a metaphor. That's it. Okay, thank you. And I hope this information helped you anyway because it is a very hard skill, technical skill that is sort of the, these companies, these multinational companies, they are looking for this. So if you have this skill, then easily you will get the job, right? So thank you.
Now I welcome team members 4, Daisy and Nancy. The topic is blockchain.
A very good morning to everyone present here. I am Flores.
And I be Rahmani of BSc Stats 2. Our objective with this presentation is to let you all know what blockchain is.
A blockchain is a chain of blocks that consists information. This technique was originally described in 1991 by a group of researchers and was originally intended to timestamp digital documents so that it's not possible to backdate them or to tamper with them. However, it went by mostly unused until it was adapted by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 to create a digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. A blockchain, a blockchain is a distributed ledger that is completely open to anyone. Once the data has been recorded inside the blockchain, it becomes very difficult to change it. Now, let us know in detail what blockchain is. The blockchain is an incorruptible chain of blocks where each block consists of data of value which is validated by all nodes in the network, not by any central authority. Each block in a chain includes its hash value and that of a previous block, which acts as a unique fingerprint so that no one can tamper with the data stored in it. The information stored on the blockchain can never be deleted or altered. Instead, a new block needs to be added to the chain to update the information. Now, let us see how does a blockchain work. Blockchain consists of three important concepts: blocks, nodes, and miners. Blocks. Every chain consists of multiple blocks and each block has three basic elements. The data in the block, a 32-bit whole number called nonce. And nonce is randomly generated when a block is created, which then generates a block header hash. The hash is a 256-bit number written to the nonce. It must start with a huge number of zeros. The first block is called as genesis block. If one tampers with a block and changes it, that causes the hash to change. In turn, that will make the following blocks invalid because they no longer store a valid hash of the previous block. Nodes. One of the most important concepts in the blockchain technology is decentralization.
No one computer or organization can own the chain. Instead, it is distributed ledger via the nodes connect to the chain. Nodes can be any kind of electronic device that maintain copies of the blockchain and keeps the network functioning. Every node has its own copy of the blockchain and the network must algorithmically approve any newly mined block for the chain to be updated, trusted and verified. Since the blockchains are transparent, every action in the ledger can be easily checked and viewed. Each participant is given a unique alphanumerical identification number that shows their transactions.
Miners create new blocks in the chain through a process called mining. In a blockchain, every block has its own unique nonce and hash, but also references the hash of the previous block in the chain. So mining a block isn't easy, especially on large chains. Miners use special software to solve this incredible complex math problem of finding a nonce that generates an accepted hash. Because the nonce is only 32 bits and the hash is 256 bits. There are roughly 4 billion possible nonce hash combinations that must be mined before the right one is found. When that happens, miners are said to have found the golden nonce and the block is added to the chain. Making a change to any block earlier in the chain requires remining not just the block with the change, but all of the blocks that come after. This is why it's extremely difficult to manipulate blockchain technology. Think of it as st.ann. Since finding golden nonce requires an enormous amount of time and computing power. When a block is successfully mined, the change is accepted by all the nodes and on the network and the miner is rewarded financially. Cryptocurrencies, the beginning of blockchain's technological rise. Blockchain's most well-known use is in cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are digital currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum or Litecoin that can be used to buy goods and services. Just like a digital form of cash, crypto can be used to buy everything from your lunch to your next home. Unlike cash, crypto uses blockchain to act as both a public ledger and an enhanced cryptographic security system, so online transactions are always recorded and secured. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital currency which operates free on any central control over the oversight of banking or government. Instead, it relies on peer-to-peer software and cryptography. Beyond Bitcoin, Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum blockchain is originally created as an ultra-transparent ledger system for Bitcoin to operate on. Blockchain has long been associated with cryptocurrency, but the technology's transparency and security has seen growing in adoption in a number of areas, much of which can be traced back to the development of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum blockchain lets developers create sophisticated programs that can communicate with one another on the blockchain. Blockchain's evolution. Although blockchain is a new technology, it already boasts a rich and interesting history. The blockchain is a brief timeline of some of the most important and notable events in the development of the blockchain.
In 2018, Satoshi Nakamoto, a pseudonym for a person or group, published Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system.
In 2009, first successful Bitcoin BTC transaction occurs between computer scientist Hal Finney and the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto.
In 2010, Florida-based programmer Leslie Hennies completed the first ever purchase using Bitcoin. Market cap of Bitcoin officially exceeded $1 billion.
In 2012, 1 BT is equal to 1 USD, giving the cryptocurrency parity with the US dollar. Electronic Frontier Foundation, WikiLeaks, and other organizations started accepting Bitcoin as donations.
In 2012, blockchain and cryptocurrency are mentioned in popular TV shows like The Good Wife, injecting blockchain into pop culture. Bitcoin magazine launched by early Bitcoin developer Vitalik Buterin.
In 2013, BTC market cap surpassed $1 billion. Bitcoin reached $100 billion per BTC for the first time. Buterin published Ethereum project paper suggesting that blockchain has other possibilities besides Bitcoin. Example, smart contracts.
In 2014, gaming companies Zanga, the Las Vegas Hotel, and Overstocks.com all started accepting Bitcoin as payment. Buterin's Ethereum project is crowdfunded via an Ancient Coin offering (ICO), rising over $18 million in BTC and opening up new avenues for blockchain. PayPal announces Bitcoin integration.
In 2015, number of merchants accepting BTC exceeded 100,000. NASDAQ and San Francisco blockchain company Chain teamed up to test the technology for trading shares in private companies.
In 2016, TechJane's IBM announced the blockchain strategy for cloud-based business solutions. The government of Japan recognized the legitimacy of blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
In 2017, Bitcoin reached $1,000 for BTC for the first time. Cryptocurrency market cap reached $150 billion. Bitcoin reached its all-time high at $19,783.21 per BTC. Dubai announced its government will be blockchain powered by 2020.
In 2018, Facebook committed in starting a Bitcoin blockchain group and also hints at the possibility of creating its own cryptocurrency. IBM develops a blockchain-based banking platform with large banks like Citi and Barclays signing on.
In 2019, China's president publicly embraced blockchain as China's central bank, announced that it is working on its own cryptocurrency. Twitter and Square CEO Jack Dorsey announced that Square will be hiring blockchain engineers to work on the company's future crypto plans. The New York Stock Exchange (NYSE) announced the creation of BAC, a digital wallet company that includes crypto trading.
In 2020, Bitcoin almost reaches $30,000 by the end of 2020. PayPal announced it will allow users to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency. Blockchain becomes a key player in the fight against COVID-19, mainly for securely storing medical research data and patient information.
Now let us discuss about pros and cons of blockchain.
Blockchain advantages. Great transparency. Transaction histories have become more transparent through the use of blockchain technology. Peer-to-peer global transactions. Bitcoin, which uses blockchain technology, allows for a fast, secure, and cheap transfer of funds, access to the global. While there are already services like PayPal that processes international payments, they usually have specific limitations. Low transaction costs. The elimination of exchanging assets to the third-party intermediaries allow blockchain to greatly reduce transaction fees.
Blockchain disadvantages. Large energy consumption. The consumption of power in the blockchain is comparatively high, as in a particular year, the power consumption of Bitcoin miners was alone more than the per capita power consumption of 159 individual countries. Next is uncertain regulatory status. In each and every part of world, modern money has been created and controlled by the central government. Blockchain becomes a hurdle for the Bitcoin to get accepted by the pre-existing financial institutions. Transaction details. One of the biggest drawbacks of the major blockchains that have been created so far is that they usually take fairly long time, typically a few hours to register the transactions. There are ways to work around this limitation, such as using off-chain transactions. Still, in most cases, writing data to a blockchain is not instantaneous. Next is unavoidable security flaw. There is one notable security flaw in Bitcoin and other blockchains. If more than half of the computer working as nodes to service and if the network tells a lie, the lie will become the truth. This is called a 51% attack and was highlighted by Satoshi Nakamoto when he launched Bitcoin. Blockchain technology could be quite complementary in a possibility space for the future world that includes both centralized and decentralized models. Like any new technology, blockchain is an idea that initially disrupts and over the time it could promote the development of a large ecosystem that includes both the old way and the new innovation. With this, we conclude our presentation. Thank you.
Now welcome team number 5, M. Janaki and Vishna, the topic is blockchain.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sanjani from BSc Second Year. Today we are going to describe about blockchain technology and our main agenda is what is blockchain and types of blockchain and its management and how secure blockchain is. What is blockchain? A blockchain is a decentralized ledger of all transactions across a peer-to-peer network. Using this technology, participants are conducting transactions without a need for a central clearing authority. Potential applications can include fund transfer, settling trades, voting, and many other issues.
Types of blockchain: public blockchain, private blockchain, consortium blockchain, hybrid blockchain. And here we discuss in brief public blockchain. There are open and decentralized network of computers assembled to anyone wanting to request or validate a transaction. Example: Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchain. private blockchain. In the name itself says that are not open, they have access restrictions. People who want to join require permission for the system administrator. Compared to public blockchain, here in private, it is it has restrictions. For private blockchain, hyperledger is a private and permission blockchain are the examples. Consensus blockchain. They are permissioned blockchain governed by a group of organizations rather than one entity, as in case of private blockchain, it has higher level of security. In consensus blockchain, it has high level of security compared to private. And next, hybrid blockchain, controlled by using single organization but with a level of oversight performed by public blockchain, which is required to perform certain transaction validation.
Its management. A blockchain is a single ledger that records transactions between organizations, states, suppliers, and customers. Here, one request for the transaction and the next, the requested transaction is broadcast to P2P network consisting of functions known as nodes. The network of nodes validates the transaction and the user status using known algorithms. A verified transaction can involve cryptocurrency, contracts, records, or other information. Once verified, the transaction is combined with other transactions to create a new block of data for the ledger. The new block is then added to the existing blockchain in a way that is permanent and unalterable. The transaction will be completed. It is very secure.
How secure blockchain? A private blockchain controls users' access to information but is less secure than public blockchain. A public blockchain is totally transparent ledger because it is decentralized. Here, decentralized meaning is managed in different places. It is not, the information is not stored in single place. It is spread all over. As public blockchain, decentralized information is encrypted and stored in multiple devices. It makes it almost impossible to hack a public blockchain. Here, why public blockchain is impossible to hack is the information is not stored in single place. The information is spread all over. The more member of blockchain has, the more secure it is. As the users increases, the security also increases. Public blockchain are often called concern-free and are particularly resistant to distributed denial of service (DDoS) attack. A private blockchain, on the other hand, can be altered by its owner. It is also vulnerable to hacking. Thank you.
Now welcome team number 6, dancing.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Nancy. I'm from EC second year electronics. And I'm here to explain about blockchain. Let us discuss about blockchain. I will say shortly. Introduction of blockchain and what is blockchain, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, blockchain working, advantages and disadvantages of blockchain, use of blockchain. Introduction of blockchain. The first blockchain and protocol was proposed by cryptographer David Shaw in 1992. Later, in 1891, Stuart Haber and W. Scott Stolina wrote about a work on consumptions. But it was solution mathematical. Reasons were then for the person or group of people who invented and implemented the first blockchain network after deploying the world's first digital currency. What is blockchain? Blockchain is chain immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions and tracking process in business network. An asset can be tangible like a house, car, cash, land, or intangible, intellectual property, patents, copyrights, and branding. Virtually anything of value can be tracked and traded on a network, reduce risk and cutting costs for all involved. Why blockchain is important? Business runs on information. The faster it's received, the more accurate it is, the better. Blockchain is ideal for delivering the information because it provides immediate, shape, and completely transparent information stored on an immutable ledger that can be accessed only with permission network members. Bitcoin. Bitcoin was launched in 2009 by an unknown person called Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer technology which is not governed by any central authority or banks. Currently issuing Bitcoin and managing transactions are carried out collectively in the network. Anyone can use Bitcoin without paying any process fees. If you are handling Bitcoin, the sender and receiver transact directly without using a third party. Blockchain and Bitcoin. The blockchain is the technology behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital token and blockchain is the ledger that keeps track of who owns a digital token. You can't have Bitcoin without blockchain, but you can have blockchain without Bitcoin. Other prominent cryptocurrencies. Other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency is a form of digital asset based on a network that is distributed across a large number of computers. This decentralized structure allows them to exist outside the control of government and central authorities. Blockchain variants. The blockchain variants are public, private, consortium. How blockchain transaction works in 4 steps. Step 1. The person requests a transaction. The transaction could be involve cryptocurrency contracts, records, or other information. Step 2. The requested transaction is broadcasted a P2P network with the help of nodes. Step 3. The network of nodes validates the transaction and the user status with the help of node algorithms. Step 4. Once the transaction is complete, the new block is then added to the existing blockchain in such a way that is perfect and unlearnable. Advantages of blockchain: process integrity, traceability, security, faster costing. Disadvantage of a blockchain: power use, cost, uncertainty, regulatory status. Use of blockchain. Use of blockchain. The use of blockchain are payment processing, money transfers, digital IDs, data sharing, copyright and royalty protection, tax regulation compliance, managing Internet of Things working, immutable data backup, etc. I conclude that a blockchain is a chain of blocks that contain information. The blockchain is not Bitcoin, but is the technology behind Bitcoin. Blockchain requires proof of work before a new block is added. Blockchain technology is precise, decentralized, time-reducing, reliable, and it offers unalterable transitions. 3 versions of blockchain are Blockchain 1.0 currency, Blockchain 2.0 smart contracts, and Blockchain 3.0 D-apps. Higher cost, slower transactions, small ledger, the risk of error are some disadvantages of using these technologies. Dubai, the smart city, insert customer attention and blockchain human decentralization. 8 are the real-life use case of blockchain. Bitcoin uses blockchain technology which is not governed by any central authority or banks. Thank you.